All right, interesting video for you guys today. We decided to come up with a very short list of how to find the best woman for you. Not for anyone else, but for you. And this obviously could be a very exhaustive list, couldn't it? Very long list. But instead we decided to make it 4 things. Just to think about before you go out to do this, before you decide that you want to go out into the world and find a woman from another country. In our case, it's Ukrainian woman.
Not anymore.
No, not anymore actually.
Yeah,
there's many.
Yeah, our database now is just increased because I started education for ladies, and so I just every day said, Striker, can you please ask the team to add like Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, like different countries. So it's like all Slavic ladies, but from all over the world now. So it's not just Ukrainians.
There you go. So we decided to come up with a list of 4 things that you need to think about, or just to pop them into your brain when you go out and do this. Just a little bit more knowledge.
Yeah, I think that, we're doing videos for already, 5-6 years and so many videos on the channel. And like we have so many new subscribers that asking us, like, recommend us the best videos to watch, because obviously to watch 450 videos or something of us, it's long. But this one is to understand that we as a matchmakers come to this conclusion, solution, whatever you want to call it, over the years, right? And so the matchmaking process at Hard Target is built on that. Basically,
it's built on this, yes, but you can use this even if you don't use a matchmaker.
Yeah, but you need to have this, because like when we do our strategy calls and the guys calling us because they have one-itis, and we will come to the first point right now, that is the biggest problem. So what is the first point that the guys need to follow in order to find the best woman for them? Okay,
so multiple women. You need to, we say date, so with our clients we say you're going to date multiple women. Now our interpretation of what dating is a little bit different than the real world. So you'd have to try and, if you're doing this yourself, try and kind of adapt it to your own way. So when you're dating multiple women, this is why this works. Okay, so women need to be able to be compared to each other to find out which one is the best for you. So if you're just dating one woman, this is how I explain it to new clients. If you're dating one woman, let's say her name is Olga, and you send her a text message in the morning, and she doesn't reply until late that night, or maybe even the next day because she's too busy or whatever. You'll think, okay, well that's okay, that's just the way that these Slavic women are, or maybe it's a cultural difference or whatever. And you'll put up with that, and you'll just accept it. But if you're dating 3 women, Olga, Maria, Tatiana, and Olga still messages you that night or the day after, and the other 2 message you back straight away. In fact, one of them's even sending you photos of what she's doing that day. You can then compare the 3 interactions to see which one is more invested in you. Now, maybe the personality of the other, of Olga, I think her name was, maybe her personality is that, yeah, she's, just not that way inclined. She's just not that invested into this relationship at this stage. And that's up to you to decide whether or not that is a good thing or whether or not that is a bad thing. And so when you go through multiple women, you then can start to eliminate them. And I always say they actually eliminate themselves. They do all the hard work. It's just up to you to say, okay, this one is gone. I'm going to focus on these 2 and bring in another one. Now, I know it's a little bit difficult when it's the real world dating on this part here, but this is the way that we do it with our clients. And when we say dating, it's not having a romantic, intimate, sexual relationship with any of these women. It's the part that comes before it. It's the pre-game.
It's more about introduction. It's more about getting to know each other. And for us, like we've done it since the beginning of Hard Target. When we had the first client that said like, hey, you do education, because we started as a company that was educate guys, and then he said like, okay, you educate, but where's the matchmaking process? When we started, that was the only way how we decided to do it. So this, like many things change in Hard Target, but not this one. And for me as a matchmaker, I always tell our clients, I don't want you to settle, because when they speak about their previous relationship, I understand that they was struggling in that relationship only because they wanted to make it work. Maybe it was their first wife or something, but now they need to find someone that will truly make them happy till the rest of their life. And of course it's relationship, and of course many things can happen, but we've been blamed. Guys, you can't even imagine like how many times like there was so much hate about us telling that, we tell people to meet a lot of people, to date multiple people. But if you think about that, you understand that we're talking about getting to know multiple ladies. Because especially if you're dating a lady from a Slavic country, or for example, you're from the West, from the United States, she's in Europe. Like if you talk only to one lady and then you have to travel like 10,000 miles to come and meet her, only one. and then you don't know like yes or no, that is really doesn't make much sense for you, first of all, and then you may go back home empty-handed, and you will be very, very upset about this.
Yeah.
Of course, like the guys, we like work with the guys who are religious, who are Christian, and say like, guys, it's just not me, I'm not used to that, it's not my culture to date multiple ladies. Again, it's not sexual romantic relationship. You talk to the lady, so how we do it in Heart Rocket, right? Like you talk to one lady, then you have another call. If you like these ladies, if you have mutual attraction, you exchange contacts, and as strikers say, you don't need to worry about that, because ladies doing the hard work. One will be investing in the relationship, another one will say, no, I don't want to talk online, it's boring. But you cannot come and meet her without communication, because like why would you travel so much without even knowing who she is? So that is the best, honestly. By working 15 years, I'm telling you, this is the best strategy possible. And also, as strikers say, if you are not a client and you're doing it by yourself, we highly not recommend you to come and visit and talk to only one lady. How many times in Odessa airport we saw the guys who was doing even like a letter writing, that is like we not recommend to even enemy, right, of us. We like how many times we saw that he came and she never showed up, and he never ended up meeting her. So do not make these mistakes over the years again and again and again. Multiple ladies, talking to multiple ladies, choosing the best one. Maybe, and this is happening most of the times with our clients, the guy talking to 3-4 ladies, eventually he will come and meet 1 or 2, and maybe even 1, because this communication with 4 will really make him 100% sure that yes, this is the one that she wants to meet. Will it be 100% relationship? 50-50, it's life, it's relationship, it's love, it's passion and everything. But he is very confident when he's going to Poland or Germany or Spain to meet with this woman. He is confident. That is what we want you. We don't want you to settle, but we want you to be confident in what you're doing.
Yeah, if you do it the other way, which every other matchmaker in the entire world, no matter what country that they're in, they do it in the linear fashion, right? So they date one. Oh, it didn't work out with her. Okay, next one. Okay, now the next one and the next one. And then you may look back at number 1 and go, you know what? Out of these 6, she was the best one, but you can't go. It's very difficult. We haven't been able to crack the code of how to go back, because what are you going to say to her? Yeah, I kind of passed up on you, but you actually were better than these other women. So it's not going to go down that well. It's not a good way to start.
And this happened to one of our clients. It's interesting. Like he met a lady, and she liked him. It was at one of our events online at the Zoom party, and he didn't choose her. And then after some time, like he was dating some other ladies and she was still like single. Then they met at another party, and then he kind of like changed his mind about her. He wanted, but he said, on the first one, if he would choose me, I would talk. But now I feel that, it's been half a year and he probably spoke with other ladies, and now what? I'm like the leftist. So it's not a very pleasant feeling for the lady especially. And, they have an honor, of course, to not do it. So think about that in advance. And also just 1 second about like the matchmakers. You say that all over the world they do it. It's also their strategy of how to make more money, basically. So if you sign a contract for half a year or a year, how the matchmakers works on the West, and you can only date one lady at a time, then it means that they don't need to provide you a lot of dates. They can provide you within 6 months, like maybe 1 or 2, but probably 1, and that's it. Their contract is over and you have to pay again. Yeah. So we don't believe in that, basically. You can, if you believe in that, like, of course, we can't.
If you do take the linear route, and let's say you're going to be getting 10 dates, like in a line.
Okay.
So if you know you're going to be getting 10 dates, this is just a bit of advice. If you know you're going to be getting 10 dates, take number 7. Around number 7, 6, 7, or 8. There's actually some theory behind this. It's that you've been through enough to understand what everyone is like, based on enough of you're over the halfway point. And then from here on out, if you don't take the best one, you run the risk of getting a bad one and you can't go back. So they say, like if you get to number 6, 5, 6, 7, like in there, take the best one. Like if that one is good enough, take it. If you can't go back. It's true. It's like there's some mathematical magic around that. Okay, so does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah. Multiple women.
So number 2 is that actually it's already a process of qualifying, I would say, like to understand that, yes, this person is right for you. And you will be surprised by advice that we're going to give, but you should have what?
This is, okay. So there has to be some conflict in your interactions and in your relationship, right? Because you're never going to know how your relationship is going to be after you have a fight. And I guess you could say a kind of a serious fight, something that's kind of serious, not, someone left the toilet seat up or something like that.
That is important, Striker.
Okay, so maybe something as serious as that. How is she going to be in this conflict? Is she going to be mature about it? Is she going to, mope around the house? Is she going to blame you for other things that have happened in the past that she never talked about? How are you going to resolve this conflict and move on past that? This is probably, I'd say it's probably one of the most important. It's up there in the top 2, even.
We believe that the conflict helps relationship to grow. If you can overcome the conflict and you end up not beat up or scratch or anything from the conflict, and you find a way to resolve it like normally, no matter, maybe both of you very passionate about that, maybe you however, but every conflict is building your relationship stronger, and you get to know the person more rather than when everything is good, when she's walking around naked or something. But it's the conflict make the relationship grow, become more strong, and depends on how you two taking this conflict.
Yeah, I've heard this so many times, from our clients and from just random people you speak to. They say, we've spent 2 months together or 2 weeks together. We spent some time together or 2 trips together, something like that. And they say, we never fight, we never argue about anything. And they say that as a good thing. And I guess in a way it is a good thing because, they're obviously getting on quite well. But I also think, well, what happens when you do have a fight?
It will be very unexpected, and it would be harsh. It would be very painful.
Well, you just don't know. I do think that, you should be fighting a certain percentage, or you should be arguing a certain percentage of the time that you're in a relationship. Maybe it's 5%, maybe it's 3%, but there has to be a time when you're actually, you're kind of getting on each other's nerves a little bit, but then you kind of settle down a bit, and that's what brings the good and the bad, because it can't all be good. It can't just build up that way and then just be absolutely incredible all the time. It just can't. It's impossible, right? So conflict is good. So you also as a man have to understand how to resolve these.
Is there a difference between conflict and fight? Not fight like this, but...
Well, I guess a conflict is like a conflict of interest, a conflict of views or something like that. Well, I guess a conflict can lead to a fight. Is that what you mean?
So you should, it's what I'm kind of, and so we need
You're talking about actually having a fight, aren't you?
No. No, but I'm talking about to stop at least at the level of the conflict. But yeah, we agreed on that when you have conflict, you have misunderstanding, you need to resolve it, because life, and Strikers what said 2 months without conflict, whatever, it will not be like that all the time.
No, it's definitely not sustainable.
And then when you believe that the person is only you see this roses, pink roses around her, then it will be, as I said, it will be difficult, because it will be wow, she's a monster or he's a monster. So little conflict, even provocation can work good for you.
Okay, so the third one is disagreement. Okay, this is something you need to look for in a woman. Does she disagree with you a lot? Right, not just a little bit. She has I don't agree that that's a good way to do that certain sort of thing at that time, right? That's kind of okay. But if it's disagreements all the time, constantly, of everything that you say, one, she's a very disagreeable person. Well, she is with you anyway, and that's the problem. If she may not be that way with other people, but with you, she's very disagreeable. Now, I'm not saying that what she's disagreeing with is wrong, but what I am saying is that there is a conflict there of what you believe is right and what she believes is right. So there somewhere, possibly, most likely, the things that you value are not in line, right? And we always talk about, when you're with a woman, you've got to have values that don't contradict each other. They don't have to be exactly the same, but they can't contradict to the point of where she's going to disagree with you or you're going to be constantly disagreeing with her. It could go both ways as well. So this is something you have to look for, because if you don't look for this, and a lot of men, if the woman is very beautiful, they'll be like, she's hot, she disagrees with me, that's okay. Sure, we have different views on things, that's okay. But look, we're talking about how to find the best woman for you here.
I think that guys are a little bit more soft on that, to be honest. When they see the young, because we have so many calls now, and somehow we even do more consultation strategy calls for the guys who are in relationship now than we've done before. And so this disagreement, when the guy is sexually attracted to the woman, he really can give up with this. He really give up with this disagreement with this test, shit test, and etc. But the problem with that is we had a call recently, maybe a couple of weeks ago, and Striker was at this call because I had another call at the same time. So he was like, we always supervise the calls, as you know, our video dates. And so Striker messaged me back and he said like, who is this woman? Like I saw her for the first time. Like she is so disagreeable. Remember, like she was like almost everything that this guy was saying. And you know what, that's why now I spend 28 hours a day on educating the ladies, because I see that this is the problem. Now ladies become more strong, more independent, more masculine because they moved to a different country, they found job, they learned the language. Unfortunately, like this equilibrium that we always speak about, feminine and masculine, like the women become even way more masculine. And this lady, like I personally called her, and because she had another call with a guy that she liked. The first guy she didn't like. And so I said, Striker, she didn't like him when they start speaking, so that's why she was very contradicting everything he was saying, but he was speaking too much about political stuff, you know, government and everything. So also this is definitely topics that we prohibit to discuss on the first date. So that is the point as well. So that's why she was disagreeable, because the topics that they've been discussing was not between men and women, it was like friends, you know, and then or political enemies or something. So and then she spoke with another guy that she really liked, and I saw that. She was less disagreeable, but she was very strong, and like she was really trying to fight for her opinion. And at the end of the call, like I have to stay with her and I say, you know, like your English is wonderful, you're speaking very good, like you are very intelligent, you everything, but you come up with such a strong like personality that any man, like no man, she's very pretty, she, as I said, like everything there, but her character that was built over the years because she's like single and everything. She said, Luba, you know, it's my biggest problem and I don't know how, like I work with that. And she said, like I even went to psychologist to self-improve myself, to be a little bit softer. I said, you have to, you can discuss like political stuff with your friends, but you cannot be that disagreeable with men, because in a ideal world picture, the guy is looking for a little bit submissive woman, and that is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So that's why I have to come up now and explain to the ladies that this position that they picked is wrong, because unfortunately world is changing too fast, and ladies, especially if she is single for a long time, especially if she has a child, she becomes stronger and stronger and more disagreeable because she has her opinion.
Yeah, so watch out for that, okay? Now, I just wrote something here I thought of. It may be mistaken for a shit test, right? So the guy might think it's a shit test. Okay, so you have to navigate the shit test. But if it's constantly happening, you've failed the shit test. You failed it way back then. And if it was a shit test, she wouldn't be continually doing it over a longer period of time, right? She would try it out. She's not going to waste the time. She may shit test the guy. And then she's like, okay, he failed the shit test. Maybe I'll try it again because I still think maybe he's okay, maybe. And then if you fail it again, then she's going to go, no. She's not just going to be shit testing you.
The whole time.
Yeah, the whole time. She probably genuinely does like you. But like Luba said, she just doesn't know how to interact with a man to make the man feel like, you know, he's the man of the relationship. But if she is doing that, do you want to be in a relationship with her if you have values and views that are just not aligned? So watch out for it and act accordingly.
Yeah, and come to the next point, like that is very connected to that. It's like values and lifestyle. It's when you need to find the person who has the same values. If she like disagreeable, if she's like conflicting, if she's like that, like then it just literally means that you have different values in life, and then that is not your person. It's so easy to qualify that.
And move to number one, which is multiple women.
Yeah, and also like we do believe that, you know, you need to have like similar lifestyle, you need to have similar interests in order to keep the conversation and keep connection and relationship going. So it seems difficult, but at the same time, like if you look at these 4 points, like, you know, dating at the same time, like multiple ladies to get to know them and not settle for one, and not like pick like this one trophy wife at the beginning of introductions. I will repeat, until you get into sexual intimate relationship. Second is like check for the conflict, check for disagreement, and check for the values in life, because we in general, like everybody wants to have a family, wants to have children, wants to travel and etc. But you need to look deeper, because I even help ladies, like now we created the profile for the ladies in Hard Turkey that would be like bigger and longer and like more questions, so it helped them to open up, because it's very difficult to write about yourself. And so values, it's not just to create a family. Values, it's something more than that, and that should be aligned with the person. It's very important.
So also with this one here with values, that Luba's just explained is lifestyle as well. So you're trying to find the best woman for you. So for you and for your lifestyle. So you have to try and match her lifestyle or what she expects of her future lifestyle with yours, and does it align? And don't bullshit anyone, because it'll all just unfold, like it'll fall down like a house of cards, right? And I've seen this. And the thing is with her lifestyle is it may have been dictated by other men, right? And this can kind of ruin women for other men. And we have a very interesting story. Take it away, Luba.
Ridiculous.
Take it away.
We have a very nice lady that is in our database, like super nice, super sweet, live in European country, and she's like very attractive, very cute, very feminine, and she was at the Zoom parties, and like I can't introduce you, like there was a problem that, you know, she's very modest and shy, so it's a little bit more difficult to make her speak, but she is super
voluptuous.
What is voluptuous?
Like very intelligent.
What do you mean?
Speaks well.
No, striker.
Voluptuous.
Yes.
Yes. Very poised.
No, she's very sexy. I don't know what you say, but like she's really like very like attractive. Like
she's hot. Let's just say she's really hot.
And she's like 43, I think. So it's not that, you know, she's like spring chicken.
See, I thought she was younger. I thought she was like 35.
No. So, and she like always like she's always sitting like that on the call and everything. So
betting her little flashy eyelids.
Yeah. So anyway, and we had a Zoom party, and the guy wanted to speak with her. I messaged her, and like she's very sincere, and like I enjoy talking to her. I just couldn't like introduce her to the right man. And she said that, Luba, I am going to meet with a guy that I met at the app, like, because of course, like we can't stop girls registering on any apps. Like I tell them to be cautious about that, to be careful. But they still want to find a man. And if she's with us like for 2 years and we can't find her man, then, you know, there's like, she can do whatever she wants, of course, and we are there for her to support. And she said, like, I'm the guy from France is coming to see me. And I like, let's be honest, like let me meet with this guy, and then if it doesn't work, like then I will speak with this guy from the Zoom party. I like him, but I don't want to talk to two guys. It was very fair, even though, like, you know, the guys at the same time can speak with multiple ladies, but it was fair. And I said, okay, no problem. I thought, it's not a problem. I will wait till like a couple of days, you know, this guy from some app, whatever. And then what happened? Striker, like the rest of the story.
Well, she sent some, like he met her and he bought her some gifts, didn't he? A few little things that he picked up along the way. And these gifts were probably worth about, I don't know, what do you think, like 15 grand?
I don't know, like he bought her, I was like really shocked because like he brought her, he said that he's from France, but he was actually from, he was from France, but he was not from like village, he was from Monaco. And like from Cannes, not Monaco, Cannes, and like somewhere there, that area. So he brought her super expensive perfumes, not just like little like $100 bottle, like it was very, very expensive.
These are the perfumes that you can't find in the stores that we go into.
So like 3 bottles for some, she didn't ask, and I know that 1000%, and also like even if she would ask like why the guy from the app would do that, then he, when they came, he said that he want, like she liked high heels, he bought her 2 pairs of Louboutin shoes.
What are they worth?
To be honest, I wanted to check, but I didn't because I didn't want to
be
get upset. Thousands, yeah. And then he bought her like a brilliant necklace, like tennis, you know, like this bracelet. Tennis, it's like diamond.
So what do we? What's the running tally on that? I don't know. That's going to be 4K.
Like she said, Luba, I am absolutely shocked. Like that guy. And of course, it's super attractive that he bought her all this stuff. But also, like the guy is awesome. Like he's 47 years old. He's not like 99. And he literally just like super rich, and he saw her and he saw like that she's very beautiful, that he wanted to make her even more beautiful. And he immediately grabbed her and took her like to France with him, you know, for a couple of days. And she already back, like she said, you know, I will make a sober decision. You know, I just like, this never happened to me.
She doesn't know what to do. It's just so difficult.
But like she showed me the picture, like because she didn't send me picture at the beginning, but you know, our girls are sharing everything with us. And I was shocked that he was not like ugly, bald or anything, like really very nice 47 years old man that liked the woman who bought her everything. I'm not saying that all of you can or should do that, but what Striker is saying that
she's ruined now.
Probably I have to delete her. Like she's
ruined. That man has systematically ruin this woman through each and every one of these expensive gifts, because now she can't be such a sweet, innocent, nice girl that after that she goes, I'm not worthy of all of that stuff. I'm going to go back to just being. She's going to go, okay, well, this is the way it is from now on, and this is what I'm going to be expecting from now on. She's going to be thinking that inside her brain.
You put it a little bit like a price tag on her, right? Like saying that, you're worth that. So even if she will end up or not end up with this man for whatever reason, because she said, Luba, like it never happened in my life before ever, but like I am attracted to him, but I need to understand like what am I exactly attracted to. But like for the future, she will now think and expect. And this story is not about like saying how like probably there are going to be many comments like, oh, she's a gold digger or anything. I'm saying again, like he contacted her, he came to her. We don't know how the story will end. We're just telling how it is. And the reason is that it's lifestyle that, he showed her now that either she will just like, if they break up, she will say like, okay, that was like a fairy tale, like I will forget about this and I will just start from the scratch, or she will now expect that from all new guys that she's gonna meet.
Yeah.
So that is the lifestyle that strikers say you need to see if it is aligned. And the previous man, the same as like, but just what's happening is that like the previous relationship either make us much better person or much worse. The same with the guys. Either the guy is disappointed in women, or sometimes we have the guy who is widowed and the wife was incredible, and so now he wants to find as good wife as she was. So the same with the ladies. If relationship was bad, like then she just run away from that. But if it was good and guy was rich and everything, she of course want to find the same or better.
It's a bit delusional, really it is. I mean, that guy might have 4 girlfriends that he buys that stuff for. We don't know, and so he may never speak to her again after next week. But that's what we're talking about with lifestyles anyway. Most men don't have that kind of lifestyle, so, watch out for women that have been with men that have that kind of lifestyle. That's kind of it, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you guys got any other ones, put them down below, which you think are also important. Maybe we'll make another video and we'll talk about those ones as well if they're important. Otherwise, subscribe to the channel and we'll catch you in the next one.
See you.